Hello, sinners. This is the third Deadly Sins AMA, and today I'm joined by Solly, and we're going to help answer any questions and help our community catch up with what's going on because we've had a very busy last couple of weeks since we've last been able to do this properly. So to get started, I'm probably going to introduce myself quickly. I'm the co-founder and developer of the Deadly Sins. I do everything behind the scenes with development, networking, and also making sure this community goes in the right direction. I'm also educated in computer science and artificial intelligence, and I really want to put my skills to the test with this community because it's amazing. I think I have a lot to provide, and I'm really excited for our future, and I can go more into that soon. Solly, if you want to talk a bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So, hi, I'm Solly. I help out with the marketing, social media, um, community management. I do a little bit of everything to help out. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask and I will answer them for you.
Okay. Our other team members can't make it today. Fana's doing some traits. Noiseless has COVID. Marcus is out. So just me and Solly today, but we can do a good job at getting everything across. In terms of talking about the project, it's on our YouTube channel. We have gone in depth before, so it's better I'm just a bit more brief with it to help people in here go over it, etc. So I don't have to reiterate the same video basically. But essentially, the Deadly Sins is a community driven project where we aim to bring fresh art and great meta utility to our users for the long term too, not just the short term. So, how are we doing this? We are planning to be multi metaverse. And by this, I mean, no, we're not creating our own metaverse. We're building on the already very talented metaverses that are already out there. So places like Pavia, Unbounded Earth, Boss Cat Real Estate, World of Cardano, and it goes on. Any metaverse that we deem to have good teams and good foundations. So, what are we going to build in these places? We are building a place called Hell's House. It's going to be a hellish setting house where we're going to be having lots of interactive abilities, community events, personality meetups, exclusive interactions for our holders and VIP members. Um, there will be interactive games such as Ritual Poker. This Ritual Poker is where you'll be able to all go onto this table. You'll be able to set the amount you wish to enter with, which will be a native token. Um, and whoever wins the game wins the pot of this native token. I can go more into the native token later on, but essentially this native token will be the um, currency of Hell's House, the main currency. And you can use it in the shop, which will be selling merchandise, and our collaborations will be selling stuff, and also interactive games, and also events like potential treasure hunts, which are multi-metaverse, little games which we change up every now and then. And really, the community dictates this stuff because we're a community driven project and we want to have our community give us suggestions so we can then go in these directions. We have a lot of plans already and a lot of great ideas already, but to really make this community driven and to make our community feel like they're a part of this movement, we got to make sure they feel like they're going on this journey with us. To quickly go over some holding benefits and also some uh, VIP benefits as well. By holding our NFTs, you can do staking. So we'll have a staking pool. You'll be able to delegate your wallet holding these Deadly Sins NFTs to this staking pool. And dependent on the number of NFTs of us you have, trait rarity, and the time you're holding them, the multiplier will change and increase. So each fixed time period, you'll be getting more of our native token. This native token is real value because you can change it to ADA on decentralized exchanges, or you can use it in Hell's House. Um, so that's what we're going to be doing for staking. Um, then for our VIP members, I'm gonna just quickly get all of that up. But to best describe it is we'll be holding an airdrop quite soon after our mint, where there's going to be a phantom card or key, most likely looking like a key now, like a hellish looking key. And by holding this, you will be entitled to the 25% of royalties that are split among the VIP members each month or every other month. So it's a fixed passive income essentially, dependent on our success. So if you believe in the project, it definitely is a good thing to aim for. Uh, you'll also be able to have lots of interactive benefits with this, such as phantom only rooms in our Hell's House. You will also be able to have interactive benefits in our Discord, such as the Phantom Lounge. They're getting sneak peeks earlier. They know the forefront of what's going on, where we're going. They know a lot of things before we announce it publicly. That's a good thing to have. Also, uh, there will be by holding this, you'll get a free airdrop of one of our future ventures, and also there's going to be a lot of other exclusive things that we want to keep the Phantoms at the forefront of. So VIP definitely is a very desirable role, to say the least. In terms of catching up with what's been going on the last couple of weeks that I haven't announced publicly, we have been getting in contact with a lot of meta designers. We already had the one we mentioned before in previous AMAs called 3Dverse for Pavia, who will be building on Unity for us. So we have that all organized. We also, very excitingly, have Nala from Boss Cat Rocket Club to help us with our Boss Cat real estate designs for Hell House. So that's being organized. And we also have a Swedish developer team with many years in the gaming industry, which is really exciting. And I'm still organizing things, so this isn't confirmed, but it is looking promising. And they will be able to help us with the Unreal Engine 5 to make the really realistic Hell's House. The Metaverse platform we know of which uses this is World of Cardano. So for our World of Cardano Hell's House, we may be able to push the limits a little bit with that. So that is quite exciting. So that is some updates in terms of our progress. And also I'm talking with other developers in the space to help implement our staking system correctly. And we're also seeking legal advice to make sure we do it right, because this is long term and we've got to make sure we distribute our native tokens correctly. Because if we, let's say, didn't organize it right to start with, and then a few months down the line, oh, we're changing things, that doesn't look good, does it? So we got to make sure we get our distribution and everything right, because this is long term. As I said before, as the meta space develops, we can adapt and develop with it. So we positioned ourselves really well in the market to really be at the forefront of it always. So it, like I said, the staking native token implementation has to be done right. What else? We were on the When Mint podcast, which is probably the one of the biggest podcasts for Cardano, which why is a reason why you could see such the big member increase, and also our collaboration with Melting Moon Boys. So we're talking with them for other stuff too. But we've opened international channels because we've been getting sinners from all across the globe. Roles are filling up. It's going really well. And now I think is a good time we can start opening the floor to some questions. If anyone wants to unmute their mic and ask anything. I must also say that we were donated 100 ADA today from a very generous person. So we will be giving away 25 of it in this AMA to a nice question. So if anyone has a question here, you can unmute your mic and ask. If not, we will go to the AMA comments channel to read through some of the questions. So I will give it a few seconds if anyone wants to ask a question. Hello? Okay, that's completely okay if there's no questions on mic. But like I said, it's up to you guys. You can ask questions in the AMA comments channel as well if you wish to just type it out instead. Solly, what's the first question on the comments to go through?
Yeah, so the first question is, are there any upcoming projects that you guys haven't announced yet or plan to save for a later date?
Is there any upcoming projects you guys
So,
have?
Huh? For what?
Okay, we
let
might
me
need to
server
mute.
mute him. Yeah.
Yeah, I've. Oh, we both clicked at the same time. So I'm kind of confused with that question. Is there any
Okay,
upcoming
so
project you?
do we have any like expansion
Can,
projects, and do we like
Oh,
that we
can I
have
ask
saved
you
for a later
something?
date?
Rosento, is it okay if we answer your question just after this one? Um, so basically, is there any projects we're thinking of announcing at a later date? So I'm taking this as a future expansion. Yes, we have hinted at a future expansion and it's already being planned. And one thing to mention on it is that it's not going to be like you know how some projects do a season 1 and a season 2. We don't want that because it isn't how we see it. We want to have an expansion where it's equal to our first, well, the Deadly Sins. And we have planned this very carefully to make sure we can achieve this. So I can't really tell you the details of it though, because we have real nice plans of how we want to announce it and create hype around it. So that's as much as I can answer that. But yes, there is upcoming expansions with the S, because there is other things we can then go on with that as well to help benefit our community. Regento, if is there any what was your question? Sorry.
Can I ask some question?
Yep.
Yes, of course.
Yes. What do you think about the supply of the airdrop and the tokens? You get me?
So
What
as far as
about the
airdropping,
The total supply. Yes.
well, the total supply of the airdrop is just going to
Yes.
be
And
111 phantom cards. So there's only going to be 111 of them that will ever exist. And they will be airdropped 25% of the royalties each fixed time period. We're thinking either monthly or bi-monthly, so every other month. And to better explain this is we take 5% royalties per sale for when it goes on the market. So let's say in a month we did quite well. We had 1 million ADA in like sales of trade. That means we would get 5% of it. We would then that would mean we were taking 50,000 ADA, and of this, 25% goes to phantoms. So that would be 12,500 ADA, and that means around 125 ADA would go to each phantom member, and that would be like a monthly basis. You look at projects like Chilled Kongs have like 12 million volume traded, like in an impressive amount of time. On our success, that is something that could be very possible as well. So if you believe in this project, then it definitely could be a great passive income stream. I hope that answers the airdrop part of it and distribution. Was that okay, Regento? Or
guys,
did I miss it?
how about a token detail?
Token. Okay. So
token.
the native token. Sorry.
Or sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
We so for the native token, we haven't announced the name of it yet. We're keeping that on the low. We're still, like I said, we need, as I said before, we need to make sure we get the maths and tokenomics correct before we announce everything, because we don't want to say things too early on and have rushed it to then change things later on, because we want to make this long term. So we got to get it right. In terms of supply, I was looking into it. This isn't confirmed, but something that which could last us long term and fit our theme and not be too much, and also be something which is very doable, is 666 million. But like I said, I cannot confirm this yet. It's just it's where we're at, and I'm talking to people regarding this. So we're getting the maths right for it first before we finalize details on that.
Okay. Thanks for your answer.
No worries. It was a great question. Anyone else want to unmute their mic and ask a question? Well, that is okay. I know it's better to sometimes type it out to get you points across. What was the next question? Oh, Purple Moncler.
You
What is the
basically answered
royalty
it.
percentage? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just answered everything with the royalty percentage. Phantom basically gets 25%. In terms of other percentages though for royalties, 50% of royalties goes towards our meta development and also all our plans, and not just meta, also like staking a bit as well. So just so 50% of it is what goes going towards the project. Then 25% of it goes to the team members, and then the last 25% of it goes to Phantom. We think we've done the splits fairly so that our community benefits, and also we have the funds necessary for our development process. And also, if for whatever reason we need more, myself and Fana are more than happy to put whatever amount in for from our mint side, so that we can get things started, because straight away we want to be buying that Pavia estate and whatnot. So we will be doing that as soon as. So hopefully that answers that question.
So, since you mentioned Pavia, that'll lead us into our next question. Hellboy asks, can you explain to us what you're going to be doing regarding Metaverse purchases?
Metaverse purchases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So, ooh, who was that? Well, okay, we get a lot of people joining. It's over 20 now. So Metaverse expenses. Okay, let me just mute. With Metaverse expenses, sorry. We are starting off with purchasing our Pavia estate. This is where we're going to be working with Unity, with 3Dverse to create that Hell's House. Like I said, we're doing a few, but that's the first one we're purchasing, and that's the one we're going to be developing on first. Yes, we're going to be developing one first before developing multiple concurrently, because we want to make sure we get one right first before going on to another, because that's important. You can't be working on loads and get tons of things wrong. It's better to get one right first and then work on the next. But in terms of purchases, if we see like a good Boss Cat real estate or a good World of Cardano estate that we think would suit our project's positioning, then definitely we would be purchasing that still. And that would either be using the 50% of the royalties or from me and Fana's purse. So yeah, hopefully that answered the question. We will be purchasing them whenever we see fit.
And to add on to that, part of the question was, I saw other projects doing this. Can you tell us the reason and benefits behind it? So we're not a DAO or anything. So it's not like an investment property that we're buying and we're going to be flipping or buying and holding. We're buying and holding it, but it's for the development of Hell's House. So that's the benefit behind it, at least for our project. So that's the purpose of buying
exactly.
Metaverse estates.
What was it? Deadly OG Asta asks, how much can we mint during the pre-sale mint? Well, there's two forms of pre-sale. There is Phantom, which is our VIP role, and Fallen Angel, which is our regular whitelist. For VIP, their time window is 8 hours. They can mint between 12 UTC to 8 p.m. UTC on June 23rd. In this 8-hour window, they can mint up to 6 Deadly Sins NFTs. They can do this one transaction at a time, or all 6 in one go. But once you've minted those 6, your wallet has been filled. And in terms of Fallen Angel, the regular whitelist, you can mint up to 3 Deadly Sins NFTs, but instead of 8 hours, it is a 4-hour period. So this is between 4 p.m. UTC to 8 p.m. UTC. So yes, these two pre-sales will work concurrently, but Phantom has 4 hours before to mint if they wish to get that first to market advantage if they wish to sell a couple of them early on or something. So yeah, that is a how we're going to be going about that. I believe. Hopefully that answers that question. You mentioned there will be more projects after this one. When should we be expecting them? Yes, so there will be an expansion equal to the Deadly Sins, and I want to keep that as hype as possible, and we have some good plans of how we're going to announce it. But in terms of how fast, we're not going to be rushing it like straight away after the drop. We want to make sure this is our developments are as genuine as possible. We want to show lots of progress on it first and show that we have everything set up well, have a good floor price, and then really start the marketing for the other one as well, while we still go on with all our meta development. It like I said, it really just keeps going after the mint happens. The ball doesn't stop rolling. If anything, it speeds up and more steam's put into it. So hopefully that answers that question.
But to
How
add on to that one, we have like a date in mind, but we won't be announcing it yet because we still have a lot on our roadmap to implement before we drop that expansion.
Yeah.
And that's
Don't
partially
worry, it won't
why
be
we have phases.
crazy long, but
yeah.
Exactly. It won't be nothing crazy long. Like it'll be like, oh, when is this ever going to happen? But it'll still be enough time for us to real show progress with our work. How many supplies are left for public? This is actually a good question because how we set up our whitelist, we wanted quite a lot of it to go to whitelist, and that's because, like I said, we're a community-driven project, so we want our community to be getting a good chunk of this because they're the ones who've helped us grow. So after let's say a good chunk of the whitelist mints, around a bit under half will be taken. So only half of the supply will be left, around 3,000 something. If for whatever reason every single Phantom and every single Fallen Angel max mints, I believe that would be close to 3,900, leaving only 2,600, making the public extremely competitive, which I think would then make the floor kind of go insane. But I still think the public will be very competitive regardless of how many are sold. We're growing at an alarming rate, and we're definitely on a radar of a lot of people. So I think you should definitely be aiming for those whitelists to guarantee yourself some spots at our supply for sure.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Well, first of all, I love the art. And well, this should be the last question. However, I want to ask this anyway. If in any case that the mint or didn't do well, what is our plan B?
Got you. And funny enough, the podcast we were on, Went Mint, that was one of his final two questions, like a tricky one he asked us. So it is a good question, and it is on investors' minds. Like, what happens if Mint doesn't go according to plan? Well, I assure you, myself and Fana, we will do anything in our power to make sure we like whatever money we have to keep the ball rolling. It just won't stop. Anything that we work towards is we will put 100% into it. So in terms of, let's say, even 10% sold out, which is just, it won't happen, but let's say it did, then even with that 10%, we would be able to afford all our purchases to continue. And we would then, for whatever reason, the mint stopped, we would probably pause it. If we won't cut supply, we would pause it and work on another marketing strategy while working on our plans, showing proof of work to show we are doing what we're saying we're going to do. We are getting all this done, and then prove it, and then reopen it, and then hopefully that would happen. But like I said, I really think we're on track for things to be successful. We're a month out from mint. We're over 5,000 members. Our interactions with our community is going great. We're having all our in terms of our development process post mint, we have a lot of our connections sorted out. Things are going really well, and I will reassure you of that to the least. I hope that is okay with answering your question.
Appreciate you, sir.
No worries. Thank you. That's a great question. Okay. Dot, regarding IRL collabs / IRL merchandise, I think this means in real life. What kind of collabs are you looking for, and what kind of merchandise are you guys planning to make? IRL collabs. I think Solly would be better at answering that. Yeah,
I'm
you're very much
thinking,
into that.
yeah, for in real life collabs, I'm thinking more so partnerships or sponsorships. So like whether it's I guess I don't want to overpromise here, but whether it's some company that wants to sponsor us to have their product in Hell's House or their logo or whatnot in Hell's House, something like that. Or I think Ronnie, is it Ronnie or DeFi?
DeFi,
I think it was DeFi.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
DeFi.
DeFi.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I think it was DeFi that suggested like haunted houses or a haunted maze, something related to the project, where we can give our holders like some sort of discounts. That's ideal for me, at least post mint. That's what I want to be working on, because I think it's cool to provide in real life utility along with like Web3 or Metaverse utility. But as far as the merchandise goes, that's, I guess we're not going to be doing any collabs for that. That's just our own designs.
Yeah, like on hoodies, mugs, mats, stickers. Like there's a lot of things we can implement as merchandise, and people can suggest too.
Yeah, we'll give you guys some input.
Yeah, and we'll have it linked to our website where you can purchase this, and also in the Hell's House shop. That would be a real cool way to spend your native token as well. That's another question.
I just want to add as well.
Okay.
Just want to add. Well, you might want to add, since you mentioned haunted maze, you might want to add a game.
Yeah, for sure. That would actually be really cool.
I like that idea. We're thinking of in Hell's House doing like a maze treasure hunts, even making them multi-metaverse hunts, and first person to unravel the clues gets this big prize. We'd want to hold it like quite frequently. That would be quite fun.
Possibilities are
Good way to
endless.
engage the community. Really, yeah. Like the sky's the limit with this, really. Feru Fudbud, how do you guys plan to allocate the mint money and subsequent royalties? Can you make a breakdown which is available in the white paper? So we broke down the royalties before. So 50% of royalties made goes towards all our meta development, staking, and everything. So basically development for the project. I'm thinking of having a channel in the Discord post mint where it's going to be like a bank log. So I will say I'll put the transaction ID, the link to it, and exactly what the money was spent on and what for, like, and when it was spent. And you could also see this on our website as well. Because we have our website utility where you can see the wallet for our metaverse land and also our royalty reserve. So you can, it's full transparency there. It just might be easier for some if I have a Discord channel which does also like say we spent this here, and then people can then line it up with what happened with the wallet and be like, oh, okay, so this did happen. They did spend it on this. And then 25% of the royalties also goes to team members, to pay team members, and another 25% goes to our phantom members. And this is on a monthly basis. And I'd also add this to the bank log channel, so everyone knows exactly what the split is royalty wise. We want to be extremely transparent with that, especially since we're very community based. With the mint, as with most projects, everyone's mint purse is really for them in terms of team members. But myself and Amy, we're very much going to be putting money in from our own mint purses, no matter how much it is to get things rolling. So with the Pavia estate, for example, that would be from our mint purse because that would be before the royalty distribution even happens. And also things like getting the tokenomics alive because we got to put in quite a bit of money to give it a kickstart, really. So yeah, basically a lot of mine and Amy's mint purse will be used for anything like not used from the royalties. So hopefully that answers that. Hellboy, can you explain us about purchasing Metaverse lands? I think I've already talked about this, but like I said, we'll be purchasing Pavia first. We'll be purchasing Boss Cat Real Estate, World of Cardano, Unbounded Earth. Pavia first, and then after, no particular order. And in terms of development, we will be working on solely one until we get one right before working on others. We could get some designs, like for example, Nala from Boss Cat, she could like help us with some pre-designs for something else while we're working on the other one, but we won't be going too crazy. We want to make sure we get everything lined up. The coach. Hey guys, thanks for taking the time. The most important question of all, what differentiates Sinners from the other projects? Why Sinners? I love that question. We are honestly, we want to be the most community-driven project out there. We want to build something really special where people can come here and it really be the community hub point of Cardano, and not just on Discord, but in the Cardano metaverse ecosystem too. No other project is also planning to be multi-metaverse in the way we want to be. No other project is like, well, our other projects giving to their members, obviously, but we're really trying to give back as much as we can because it is a community project. I know I say this a lot, but we really want to give back to our community because we're kind of growing this together as a whole. Like we're all one big family pushing this in the right direction. So we really are just like a family-based community hub project with some really serious talent on board. So I really think that differentiates us from a lot of other projects, and also our work ethic. A lot of projects after they mint, it really slows down. We're going to be on top of it like straight away. If work is just, we're going to make sure that we just push things out as fast as we can for that. So I hope that answers the question. I really like that question, by the way. When you say you want to make sure Sinners go in the right direction, what's your vision for Sinners? Okay, so I guess a good way to answer that is my vision is in the future, as the Cardano metaverse space has evolved, we want to be known as the community hub point where people go to hang out and chill there and can play all these interactive games. And when people are like, oh, I want to check out this metaverse, where should I go? And everyone's like, oh, definitely the Deadly Sins. Like that would be, that's the vision for us, really. Anyone else with in the call here want to ask a question with unmuting mic? We have some in the chat.
Yeah, I
sure.
have a question. Oh, you go ahead
Iris,
first.
go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll
you
go
ahead,
after you.
Mushroom. Oh, really? Okay, okay. So I kind of wonder what does your health house vision looks like? What do you see in the future that you are going to build with the health house?
Okay. For House, we're thinking of a haunted mansion looking theme, with lots of different things on the outside too. So inside there will be a community space where there'll be a games room where people can play those games such as Ritual Poker and other ones. There will also be a floor for community events like personality meetups where people can be on this hellish area where there's a stage and we can talk about things and our plans. And there's also going to be a Phantom only room where they're going to get really exclusive special information, and also like drop information in terms of where we're going. They'll really be at the forefront of that. There's also going to be like outside of the Hell's House mansion, like around the surrounding area, there's going to be things such as like say a maze where by completing the maze you can get a certain reward or even potentially token, and we change this maze every now and then, and there will be, I don't know, just like lots of hellishy looking things. It'll be, we're not making it obviously too dark, but a fun, engaging environment. I hope that answers that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of them are going to
Oh,
be the
actually,
same.
Yeah. Thanks for your
yeah,
answer.
no worries.
Can't
One
wait to
other thing I
see
can
it.
add to it,
Yeah.
sorry, is each Hell's House will be different. They're not going to be just copy pastes onto each metaverse. Each one's going to be different with their own
Understand. Yeah.
quirks to that metaverse. So yeah, hopefully that answers that question.
Mhm. Appreciate it,
Ronnie?
man. Thank you. Thank you so
No
much.
worries, no worries.
Yeah. So you guys are very good at marketing and you're really good at building community. So the there are a lot of Phantom perks, and the perks to being a Phantom are incredible. I'm very glad that I am one. I'm sure that the rest of the spots are going to fill really fast once people who are joining like realize the massive benefits that you have to be a Phantom. What are we going to do when like I'm talking a long time post mint, if there
Mhm.
are phantoms that are inactive, maybe they are holding NFTs or some are not holding NFTs anymore. Is this going to be like a rotating thing where some people could lose their phantom positions if they're inactive, and then we can put more people in the community, or like once you're phantom, you're always phantom? How is that going to work?
Okay, so that's good. That's a really good question. So there's the airdrop which is happening with the Phantom key slash card, and that's how we are going to be doing the airdrop. So people are going to be getting the airdrop through that card, whatever wallet is holding the card or key. Um, I'm going to be setting up a bot post mint, so you have to verify your Phantom with the card in your wallet. Um, so uh, regardless, the royalties, whoever was holding the key is going to stay the same. But if they sell the key, then their Phantom role will be revoked, and so they lose those benefits in terms of Discord and website utility. Um, so people can also sell this Keel card because it's going to be a NFT also. So I can't imagine Phantom selling it for cheap, but it is an option for people who are new to buy into Phantom by buying one of these keys on the marketplace. In terms of inactive members, that kind of gets a bit hard, and we might have to think about ways to tackle this to avoid such things. But regardless, whoever is holding the NFT card, that's who gets the airdrop. Um, actually, it's actually a good question, because maybe we could have it that you have to verify each month that you're holding a certain amount of, or let's say, and Deadly Sins NFT to verify for the airdrop. So we say, otherwise, then people could get the card and then be inactive. But if we say, okay, you have the card, but you have to verify in the Discord each month for that you're still holding an NFT to be put on the pay rotor, basically, maybe that could be a way we could avoid inactivity. But is there any? Have I answered that question well? It is a really good question.
Yeah, I was just curious what was in place. I'm not even encouraging incentives to keep people active. Like if Phantom is really something that is a commodity, like you can sell your Phantom role, it's a valuable one at that. So like as long as you hold it, that's a big deal. Um, so thank you. That's really cool. So now that I have a better understanding of Phantom and sorry for snapping that.
No
Now
worries.
that I have a better understanding of Phantom, could you remind me, like, what are some of the benefits for just being a regular NFT holder for the people who join in public mint or late, or like whales who want to just hold a ton of NFTs, Phantom or not? Like, what's the benefit for that?
Sure, that's also a really good question. So essentially, we are incentivizing holding through our staking system. So we are making a staking pool where the staking reward will be a native token. And to qualify for native token, um, you will need to be holding a Deadly Sins NFT in that delegated wallet. Um, there will be a multiplier applied to the amount of native token you get. This is dependent on the main one, the amount of Deadly Sins NFTs you have. The second one being trait rarity. So the rarer traits you have, um, the greater the multiplier will increase. But like I said, the main one is the amount you hold. So the having ones that are more common is still valuable. And then also the longer you hold them, it will also add to the multiplier. It's less than the other two, but it still adds to it. So if you're a longer term holder, you'll be getting more of this native token too. So there'll be 3 multipliers in place. This native token you can exchange for real value in ADA on decentralized exchanges at any point when you get it. And this native token will be the main currency in Hell's House. So you'll be able to play with it in the interactive games like Ritual Poker and win more. You can get some by doing some of the games in Hell's House, such as the mazes we're thinking and stuff like that. There'll be interactive shop where you can use this to buy, let's say, our merchandise or collaborations of ours who wish to sell some stuff in there. That's also another way. And also, I guess for our pet system that we're thinking of implementing, there really is a lot you can do with this token. So I guess that is a good way to incentivize holding because you can get real value for it and also interactive value from it. So I think that does engage you with the community in a good enough way to incentivize holding. Hopefully that answers that question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much. And I have one more, but I want to yield the floor to anybody else who might have, because I'm kind of taking up a lot of space.
That's okay. It's good. You've been asking some great questions. How about you can answer I'll answer your last question now. What is it?
Yeah. So I love the idea of a token, and when you do that, the utility is the biggest thing, because otherwise you have a worthless token. Like I could have 50 million of a worthless token and nobody cares. I love that, like the way that you earn it is by staking in a way that rewards people for staking for longer and for holding better NFTs. So that's a big value for the NFTs. And I love that you have so many ideas for the utility of it. Um, and shoot, unfortunately, I just forgot my question.
Oh, no worries. It's complimenting what we're doing, which I love. Thank you. Yeah, we definitely did want to
I remember
really
it. Sorry.
enhance it. Oh, you remembered. No worries.
Okay, so with merchandise being one of the utilities of this token, like that's kind of a big deal because you're pegging it to the cost of merchandise. So um, how would you make sure that you can continuously fund that merchandise? Like what pool would that come from?
Okay. Um, well, it's hard to exactly peg it exactly to the merchandise because we're going to be selling a bunch of things with the native token. But yes, merchandise will be one of them. To make sure we can achieve this, it would. I'm not sure if it is fair to do it from royalties, so I think it would be something more from my purse that I can make sure this works. So I got to make. I'm putting whatever I can in to make sure um value stays fair and that our staking system works because really that is a really big part of our utility. Yes, Hell's House, yes, everything else, but the staking is what I guess is what's going to keep people holding, I believe. So in terms of the pool, the money is coming from to ensure that our token is well received and well spent. Uh, some of this will also come from my own purse, which I'm happy to do because I love this project and I'll do whatever I can to make sure it works.
We'll look into some options regarding merchandise because like I sell I sell merch. So I sort of have experience dealing with it. We'll look at the different options we have available. Maybe we'll probably take ADA as well, rather than just the native token, because some people won't even receive that much if they're, let's say, holding just a single SIN.
True.
So we'll look into multiple options and we'll see, because as far as merch goes, there are like 10 different ways you can go about it. So we'll probably talk about that right after mint. Focus right now is having a very successful mint and building an amazing community, which I think we're doing a great job of right now.
100%.
Sounds awesome. Thank you guys so much for answering my questions.
No worries.
No
They were
worries.
great.
No worries. Yeah, I really like those questions. What was the next one? I think it's Onigiri. Will the Phantoms be getting some sort of benefit in the second collection? Yeah, they will be. They will actually be getting a free airdrop of the next collection, which is really good. And I think Phantoms will be extremely hyped when they see what they are getting airdropped, because they're probably thinking, "Oh, it'll be something. It is something special." So don't worry. There is going to be a big Phantom perk with an extra airdrop when we do go about that extra venture. Rengar says, I've seen some paper hand problem in other projects that ruin mint and floor price. Have you any plan B for these kind of issues? Yeah, so it happens with any project that floor usually goes up a bit and then paper hands then bring it down a bit. And then dependent on what the project can do after, it really shows where the floor will go. We have a lot of plans in place. We're going to be showing proof of work really quickly. We're going to be really upping the steam, and I think that will hype people up quite a lot. And people want to be a part of that. We'll also be holding some events regarding our mint, and I think we have some good plans in place to ensure that we aren't a project which stagnates after paper hands, like you said. We're a project that's going to fly past that and quickly get them out. That's what we're aiming for. Any next questions? I don't know if this has been answered yet, but when Hell's House sneak peeks? Have the builders already started building it? Sneak peeks will be as soon as we can. We actually want to show floor plans because Amy Fanner is going to be helping us design floor plans, and we'll be asking suggestions on what people want in certain areas. So it'll be a community effort in getting the floor plans right. Building doesn't start yet because we can't just say build us Hell's House. Then I'm like, what do I do? So we have builders in check for hopefully 3 of our Metaverse engines. But they haven't started building yet, and this will happen after mint. We kind of want to get the floor plans and everything else done first. So but there'll be sneak peeks of floor plans as soon as we can get them. Like honestly, within a month, hopefully, have some cool sneak peeks after mint of cool floor plans and concept designs, and see what the community thinks. Also, are we going to getting a physical Phantom card? Whew, that sounds pretty cool. We could have maybe, I don't know the logistics of this. I'll definitely have to test my coding skills, but I could make it so on the shop, if you hold a Phantom card in your wallet, you can then buy a particular merchandise only Phantoms can buy. That would be pretty cool, and I think that is a good suggestion. Yeah, I definitely need to look into how to go about that though. It might take me a little bit. I also have some good connections with other devs in the space who may be able to help me out with that as well. But that is a really good idea, and I do like that. I'm going to take a note of it.
Yeah, we can. Hey guys, it's Solly. I just wanted to issue a formal apology and cringe warning before you're going to listen/see what is coming up next. It was a severe lapse in judgment. I don't know why I said this. And people wanted me to keep it in, so I'll be keeping it in for transparency's sake. And I thought I had to give a face-to-face apology for this, because it's honestly inexcusable. Anyways, it's 2 a.m. right now, so I will get back to editing the rest of the video to have it up for you guys at 8 a.m. my time. So hopefully you all enjoy this. And once again, I am so sorry for what you're about to hear. Definitely send out like a placeholder, a placeholder phantom card. So like basically what I would do is I just print it out on a piece of paper and send it to you. That is like a joke, 100% a joke. I'm kidding. That was really bad, but
10 people leave.
I just listened to it. I had to relive that moment. So because I know some of you ended up watching this, I will be giving away one Deadly Sin NFT from my wallet after mint to whoever had to listen to this moment live or watched it during this AMA. Post mint, I will give everybody the details. Once again, I'm truly sorry. Like, I don't know why this happened. I don't know why it came out of my mouth. It's usually not me. It's somebody else. But we're going to have to deal with it, and I'll be giving away a free sin to whoever had to go through that. There is more after this, so stick around. Thanks, guys.
I think we have 2 questions left of the comment channel, and we'll open up the floor to people speaking. But I was want to just ask, are phantom cards physical cards? No, there'll be NFTs for now, but we could have some physical application to this, which we could work on. I think that's a good idea. All right. Oh, big question. By Patatop. I'm always seeing the metaverse as a common point shared by roadmaps and NFT projects. I think it's a very long-term goal, but personally, after spending and being a holder of many projects in different chains, very few have come to implement something in their metaverse. Talking to people in the space, very well connected in large projects, they agree the technology is not yet advanced enough to implement the great things that a common space in the metaverse promises. I just want to know your opinion on this, and then tell us the real utility you still see from the metaverse, short and midterm, beyond being able to join for holders, since we're doing this now in the AMA. That's also a very good question. The metaverse, yeah, it's still it's still under construction. It is a work in progress, which is why we positioned ourselves well. So as the meta space in Cardano progresses, we can progress too. We have done well to connect ourselves with amazing builders for 3 different platforms, being Unity, Unreal Engine 5. What was the third one? Oh, and like the voxel one for Boss Cat Real Estate. We actually got the person who works for Boss Cats to help who's on board to do this with us. So in terms of building, we can show these promises really early on. But in terms of implementation of things such as interacting with these, for example, the maze thing we're thinking of doing, that might take a little time for we have to almost wait for places like Pavia and stuff to allow us to do these things. I'm making sure we know in advance like how to go about it, but like we will update our community as often as we can. We definitely want to be as transparent always with this, and we'll say like always like, well, this is where we're at, this is where we're planning on going, and we want to get this done as soon as we can. Like I said, we're keeping the steam rolling. Like we're not going to slow down with that. It is a thing. A lot of projects do promise, we'll do metaverse this, we'll do metaverse that, but a lot of them then tend to not do well because they don't show proof of work. So we have the builders on board who will be able to show these proofs of work so that our community can see that we're working on it. We're keeping to our promises as much as we can. And as the space develops, I'm very bullish on Cardano personally. I think we're really going to be at the forefront of it, and we will do our best not to let you down with that. That's a great question, though. I hope I answered that well. Oh, actually, there's another part to it. In the short and mid-term for holders, what's the real utility? So yeah, so let's say it takes us a little longer to get the, let's say, maze implementation and all the stuff done, etc., etc. The short to midterm, we'll have our staking system done beforehand, so that you'll be able to get these SIN token native tokens that can be implemented in the decentralized exchanges, so that you can get it for real value straight away. And also our merchandise, and we'll be having other community events too, not just Metaverse ones. So we're making sure that you guys stay involved with that. Don't worry, we'll have you covered for that. Don't worry. Our next question: are we getting a one of one question mark? We actually not to be super serious with this answer, but we actually do have a one of ones which could kind of be implemented in such wording. I don't know how to answer that question. Probably not. Are Phantom cards physical cards? Yeah, they're digital, and they could have a physical implementation as we progress if we decide to do the thing I said before. Okay, hopefully that's all the questions answered. Is there anyone else in the chat who wants to unmute their mic before I reward any of the XP we said? Oh, XP, ADA we said we were going to give away. Okay. We actually have a few people typing. Got to wait for them to type before. I love how informative you are about stuff. Thank you. I think that's important, being as transparent as you can to your community. Otherwise, they feel a bit in the dark. It's very important that we make our members feel like they are a part of the movement itself, and they're very well educated on what we're going to be doing. So that's important.
Can't do anything without you guys.
For sure. No worries, man. I'm not too sure if any other questions are coming through.
Bots is still typing.
Oh, can you explain me again about Phantom? Will it be a role or will it be an airdrop NFT? So it's both. If you see on the side of your Discord, there are people who are already Phantom, and they will be airdropped an NFT associated with this role, which has the perks that we previously mentioned. Are there any other benefits for our tokens other than playing poker? Yeah, you can use it in the shop implementation and also other games. Ritual Poker is just an example of the main game we're thinking of. There will be other ones too, and also it may be to gain these bigger conquest prizes for competitions. You might have to put, like, let's say, a little bit of SIN token in to enter into the competition, for example, if it's a really big prize, and then whoever wins it first gets the huge amount. But that is something we could definitely think about. Amy question, if it's not too late, will we be having a Phantom area on the website for key holders? I do want to implement this. Yes, we'll have our own stuff on Discord for Phantom, but it would be nice to have a website section as well, like almost like a newsletter, like of what's going on, what can you get, what should you be waiting for, what's some big progress news, exclusive sneak peeks. That would be cool to have on the website, and maybe on the website other than the Discord, so the website's more interactive as well. Good question.
And Hellboy, yes, Phantom status changes based on whether you sell your NFT or have it listed. So if you have it listed on an exchange, you lose your role. If you sell it, you lose your role. You have to hold the key in order to receive your royalties, your airdrops, access to exclusive things, that sort of stuff.
Exactly. You can re-verify as well if you wanted to buy another one off the market, like after you sold one.
It's based on ownership.
Yes. What feature would you want in a Phantom area? Oh, so hopefully I explained that before with like potentially like a newsletter saying we're going to be going, exclusive sneak peeks and whatnot. Oh, I'm glad it's got you pumped. We have developed a lot in the last couple of weeks with everything. Like possible links to Metaverse giveaways. Yeah, and I could do some form of giveaway on the website as well, for sure. Yeah, it's based on ownership. Okay, I think we've got all our questions done, and I don't want to make it too long so that people aren't interested in listening to it on YouTube as much. But we've had some great questions in here. In terms of the ADA, hmm, I have two in mind. Okay, how about I do this? I'll give a bit. I'm gonna give a bit extra because that was two really great questions. How about I give 20 each to Ronny and Pata Tots? I think both of your questions were class. Like the three that you gave Ronny, and also that big question from you, Pata. I think 20 ADA and some XP would be nice. I'll also give some XP to people who asked questions in the AMA comments as well. I'll give you a generous amount. But yeah, I think that's a good distribution of
And
what we
shout
said.
out iAkula for hosting the giveaway.
Oh, for sure. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'll give away 40 ADA for that 2020. Okay. This was our third official AMA. Sorry if it went on a bit too long. But we had some really amazing questions and been really able to bring across our points and what we're going through. I really hope this is give a layer of transparency and also gives you a good education on where we're going with this, because there really is so much to go, and we're really excited to grow. About a month from mint. Well, keep spreading the word, guys. Honestly. Anyways, thank you very much for joining us on this, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.